why your content sucks and how to fix it. And the thing about this is, it's not about the content you're making, it's playing by the rules. YouTube is a game, YouTube is a business. So YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world, owned by the biggest, and it uses its content to index. And so it's the best free advertising platform if you play by the rules there is. So I think YouTube is the biggest branding opportunity in the world right now, and if you can't see it and its potential, you're blind and you're leaving money on the table. So a lot of people go, YouTube, I just need views. I'm gonna make what's called AdSense, which is your advertising dollars. I look after some superstar clients who are making tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in AdSense for advertising on YouTube. They don't touch that money. All of that money goes back to the team to invest in the channel to make it bigger and creates this beautiful self-fulfilling engine, and that's how you win. If you have the right back end, like John does with Momentum, you can have people reach out to you and then go through your funnel, your world, and they will engage you and they will sign the check for you. If you don't believe me about real estate, everyone in the real estate world probably knows Brian Serhant, 1.4 million subscribers. He saw the potential in YouTube 7 years ago and has capitalized on it. And he has digressed more into other things, and he's a bit of a showman and stuff, but at the core of it, this is a guy who realized that if I focus on real estate and I put it on this platform and I'm naturally myself and good at what I do, it will change my life. And I can assure you he has made hundreds of millions of dollars over the years doing this. So, if you have made videos and you're not getting anyone's watching them, we all done it. We put videos out, we put our heart and soul into it, and then 3 views, and it's normally your mother, your grandparents messaging, being like, great job, I love the kitchen. You're not getting ignored because of the algorithm. You're getting ignored because you're not earning attention. So, like a game, there are rules, and if we earn the attention of the audience, they will respect that, and then they will come into our world and watch more videos, and then they'll go, I wonder what else they do. They're looking for the money slot, which is they can only have a certain kind of interaction with you on a 2D platform like YouTube. They're looking to go deeper with you. And again, an example with John would be, okay, great, this guy, every time he comes online, his facts are fire and everything he says is amazing. How do I have that in my life so I benefit? And that's where they go through either the Substack, they go into the referral network, and boom, can transform a business. I had another client recently who I took from 30,000 to 100,000 in 8 months, and they made more money in their business in those 8 months than they did in the 7 years before. So this is just the potential of going all in on YouTube. So what is the attention code? And don't worry, what I'll do is you can take notes, you can listen, and you're probably going, where is his accent from? I was raised in Ireland, so there we go, I'm a leprechaun. Don't worry about taking notes, you can if you want, or if something comes to your mind, but I will send this to John, and then I'm sure John can distribute it however you guys communicate, so you can at least have this presentation to remember something, if this is what you want. So the attention code is really simple. We need to get them to click, we need to get them to stay and watch, and then we need to convert them. So this is the 3 kind of steps that we go into every pre-production of the video to ensure that it follows these rules. So we gain not just someone who likes the video, but eventually will follow us on social, will give us money for our services, will stop us and take a picture in the street. I have one client who, when he lands in his home country, he's gotten so popular that the pilot will welcome him before everyone else over the intercom. So this is the power of YouTube. He also gets stopped to kiss babies. That's weird, but anyway. Let's dive into how to get them to click. As the great Mr. Beast, and if you've not heard of Mr. Beast, you probably live under a rock. If they don't click, they don't watch. It's as simple as that. If you make the greatest video in the world, but your packaging has not resonated and is inviting enough, like a shop front. If you have a store or a house, for instance, you gotta like do the garden, you gotta make it look amazing for someone to be interested, because if it's not, they don't care what's in there. They're not gonna click. So we got the title, the thumbnail, and the intro. They're the 3 main things you need to look at. Now, just to show you some clients that I've worked with not too long ago for the growth that happens when you actually apply these principles, we've got some 1.3 million views here, that's 95% more than normal. 1.8 million here, that's 999% more than normal. 161% more than normal. Like, these are views, they're making ad revenue, but no one cares about ad revenue because we just take that money and we buy our editors better computers, we hire better people, we take it to the next level. And as that goes on, all of this leads. So you've probably never seen what this looks like in someone's YouTube channel, but this is what growth looks like all the time. If you follow the correct principles, commit to it, and essentially just play by the rules. So how do we get the click? 3 very simple things. We have to match our audience to the content. So we need to know who we're making videos for. With John, he's not making videos for culinary people. He's not making videos for video game people. He's making data-driven content specifically for people looking for market insight that want to make a financial decision for either an advantage in the market or what to avoid. So every video John makes has to match the audience that we're making it for. We have tested a video or two in the past where we deviated, and what happens? It dropped faster than driving off a cliff. And that's great, because data like that, there's no such thing as a good or bad video, by the way. It's just a data point on a chart, which allows us to look and go, okay, cool, that doesn't work. It doesn't resonate with who we want to serve. Therefore, we just give them what they want. That's how we grow. So the most important thing then is the thumbnail. I think thumbnail is the most important thing on any video. Because it is literally the visual representation on a visual platform that we're looking for. If you go onto YouTube, you're going to see the thumbnail first, and then you're going to read the title. If someone reads the title first, then looks at the thumbnail, they're probably a psychopath and need to be referred to a mental institution, because that is just weird. Thumbnails are emotion and clarity, so when you look at it, you understand what the video is about in a millisecond. You're like, okay, they're curious, they're angry looking, or something's not right here, and then there's a visual representation. Sometimes there's a phrase on there, and then there is a feeling that I know if I click this, I know what I'm going to get. Then the title. John is one of the best in the industry at this in real estate. A pain, solution, curiosity title, where I read the title to justify what I've just seen, and the title makes me go, oh boy, something's about to happen. And I know it can sometimes feel doom and gloom, but you have to realize not everyone sees every video. So we treat every person who's ever going to see a video like it's the first time they've ever met us. And I will prove this in a second with overwhelming evidence. So just remember, if they don't click, you don't exist. Our best teams, if you have bandwidth of 100% to make a video from pre-production to distribution, the best teams that we have will spend 70% of the entire video production on the thumbnail. It sounds ridiculous, but that is how important this is. If you have the best video and a bad thumbnail, no one's going to watch. Let's do some examples. Here we have these are old people, and I know them all. Old video, Loveland, the kinkiest thing, like tiny writing, a tiny man here, something very questionable over here. I don't even know why. Now I see zooming out. But anyway, this guy was building a YouTube channel and thought, this is what the people want. We got a guy over here who looks like he's just woken up from a coma, and there is a War and Peace essay, so we're forcing someone to read the thumbnail. I didn't go onto YouTube to read, I came to understand what's going on. Buying a home, well, that's why I'm here. Rising interest rates reduce the cost of home. It's just boring. And as you can see, the picture, he looks like he's surprised, like the FBI just caught him or something. Speaking of which, we have our favorite friend over here, who's sporting the Austrian World War II mustache, saying, don't buy a race car. You probably have no idea what this video is about. You wouldn't know that this guy runs one of the biggest military veteran financing companies in the world and helps veterans, but now he decides the Aloha Hawaii shirt with his mustache and don't buy a race car will get views. Don't worry, it doesn't. Then over here, oh, there he is. Look at him, he's magnificent. Momentum Realtor, by the way, this is on a 50-inch screen I'm looking at over here. Most people look at their thumbnails on phones. So for some reason we have very dark font here. This is preventing you from your first million. Okay, let's just say we bought into that. We won't. Too many words. You're pointing to money. This is preventing you. He's happy for some reason. What is happening? Are they lovers? I have no idea what's going on. I'm scared. I'm not gonna watch. All four of these are examples of YouTube channels that I know personally and have instilled the magic of please get your thumbnails right. And so the exact same channels now look like this. Same guy up here with his penis museum, 61 years no sleep, 20 million views. The FBI guy, Florida's abandoned waterfront homes, 1 million views. He now has a beard, thank Christ. I want to see blood. He's talking about recruitment for the military, very clear. And of course, our poster child down here, Mr. John Brooks, with his boomers can't sell, with a cut. See, it is how many views? Enough views for a new channel. It's astounding. What you'll notice here, there are 3 elements on the thumbnails. There's an emotion, there is a phrase, and there is what I call a single metaphorical image. There is an image that depicts and marries it all together. So for instance, with John's surprised look with the boomers outside their for sale home and the title of Boomer Panic, I know what this video is about, therefore I'm going to click and watch. This one, Florida water home front, they're circled, it looks like the water in Florida, he looks shocked, just one word, abandoned, 1 million views. Some of these videos, these channels were getting maybe between 10 and 20 views. 500,000, 20 million, it's a bit of a unicorn, but it's one of the biggest channels in the world. When I was talking about people treating everyone who's ever seen your channel like it's the first ever time, so for me, by the way, my God in this world is data. Data tells me everything I need to know. And people think creativity trumps data, but it doesn't. And I ran a test on John's channel, and the test came back with the results I expected. If I put the exact same face on every thumbnail, what happens? These are John's top 5 videos. It's the exact same face. In fact, these 2 thumbnails here are nearly identical. But this one's had 96,000 views and this one's had 93,000 views. This one was 3 weeks ago, this one was 3 months ago, this was 6 days ago. Difference here, it's got a bit of an eyebrow, pretty cool. But as you can see, face, line, single metaphorical image. It's very clear. John's titles are fantastic as well. The rent crash is here, nobody's talking about it. Great image, I gotta know what that's about. The reason John's winning in real estate is a data-driven industry. It is not an emotion-driven industry, which means people who spend time to research on YouTube want the hard facts. They do not want, I feel it's this, or I looked at a chicken last night and it told me this, and that's why real estate's going down. It wants data. And so John is winning by being very analytical, backing up his hypothesis, and then marketing to people knowing that they are going to get what he's talking about. As you compound that, trust is built. So we have a trust bridge here, and that trust bridge. So it might have taken someone to watch all of these videos before they emailed John and said, hey man, seen a few of your videos, I'd like to do business with you, how can we do that? And that's happened multiple times, as John's confirmed. So if you think you need to be unique, if you think that you need to have a different thing and be creative, just remember, the guy you know, this isn't just I had to use someone you know to make it even hit home harder. It's the same face. Every time we use a different face, it doesn't do as good, but here we are. John, we need this face even more. I'm thinking we should just change this to your profile picture, because it's, and then the t-shirt, whole merch line, it's gonna be amazing. How do we get them to stay? This is the next part. So we get them through the door. They've clicked, they've seen our amazing 3-element thumbnail, and now we're like, great, we've done our job. No, we haven't. They have to stay. If your intro is bad, if your intro isn't filled with bold statement, contrarian opinion, or something that's just gonna knock me off my seat either verbally or visually, then what will happen is I'm gonna go to the next video. That sends a signal to YouTube. If you look at something called a retention graph, if someone clicks off in the first 10 seconds, it starts having this kind of Thelma Louise jumping off a cliff effect. It just kind of dips. That is the core indicator to YouTube that no one's interested in this. Why would they bother testing it to new audiences? So the way YouTube works, by the way, for new audiences is it will test your video to a few people, And if it has good retention, good CTR, click-through rate, because of the thumbnail, title, and intro, it will then kind of, the way I visualize it is expands to another bubble, like another ripple. It'll test with them, and if that goes good, it'll test to another ripple, and it'll test to another ripple. We know this because John has 10,000 subscribers, but his videos have nearly 300,000 views on one video. So that just shows you how many ripples out. And our aim is to, how many ripples out from the core can we get? And that is married by the Holy Trinity, I call it, which is the title, thumbnail, and intro. So we're on the intro now. So you've got 10 seconds to validate the click, which essentially means if I see doom and gloom, like one of these videos, if I see boomer panic, boomers can't sell their homes, this is about to get worse, I have to see within 10 seconds, hear John or see something that's like, I've clicked the right video. If I don't, I feel betrayed emotionally and I will leave. Or if I start doing what most people do, which I'll show you in a second, you confuse the audience and they just go, I don't understand what's going on because I'm being treated like I should be here all the time, and they bounce. A phrase that we have when we're teaching our team is confusion equals death. If you confuse someone in any element, the title, thumbnail, or the intro, they're out. The video's dead. So in those 10 seconds, bold statement, I'll give you an example in a second what that looks like. The best way to do it though is set context with a bold statement or something big, like just like I've clicked onto this, now rock my world, and then create contrast, create why I should watch this video and not someone else's. And every sentence that you talk has to keep them watching. The way I visualize this, or the way that I teach people this, is if you go out to dinner with a friend, you want to keep them on your every word. So how you speak when you do that is essentially the same way that you would talk on YouTube. You wouldn't be just fumbling around trying to get them to like you. You're talking in very bullet points to try and get their attention, keep them along, hook, retain, reward their attention. And so in real estate, the example I came up with was, you've probably seen real estate channels that go on and they go, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. No one cares. Today I'm going to show you a house in Tampa. Let's take a look. So God help someone who got to that video, because the thumbnail was probably crap. And the title was probably generic, like Tampa Bay house tour, or something like that. That's boring. And no one cares. But you could start the exact same video, which is maybe you in front of a house being like, this house looks like every other listing online. But wait until you see the hidden feature in the backyard that buyers are fighting over. Let's go. I'm in it. I'm watching this. I want to find out what that thing is. I have curiosity. And the way John does this, again, I can use John as an example, is he will tease the data and then he will say it gets validated throughout the video, which is how he does it. Like, stay tuned because I'm going to show you exactly why Jacksonville's going down or Arizona's doing this or whatnot, and you feel like compelled. If John came onto the channel with the generic, hi everyone, my name's John Books, I'm from Momentum Realty, I love making YouTube videos, and today I'm going to talk and show you charts, then it'd be gone. The biggest mistake I do see on YouTube is everyone thinks they have to intro themselves. No one cares, just get to the point. If it feels uncomfortable, that's good. So if you're used to being like, hey, welcome back to my channel, no, every viewer is a new viewer and we're hitting them with topic. A good way to think about this is YouTube is a topic-based platform, and if I click on a topic, I don't care about you, I care about the topic. I will choose to fall in love with you over a number of videos if I choose, but I've come to the store. It's that thing, have you ever been to those stores where you're like, I'm gonna go look in here, and then like this buzzy bee of a person comes around, hey, can I help you? Like, just leave me alone. It's the exact same feeling with YouTube. It's just, I'm going into shop, I'm gonna get what I want, and eventually I might decide this is the best shop and I'm gonna stay here. So the final step, because we're all in this, we don't just wanna make TikTok money, we actually wanna do more. So we've created an incredible thumbnail, title, and intro, we've got them to the video. What do we wanna do now? Just let them go to the next cat video or whatever? No, we want to keep them in our universe. There's two things we wanna do. We either want them to go to the next video, so we can create an end screen being like, hey, if you enjoyed the breakdown of this thing, I broke down this city over here, check it out. And you keep them in YouTube's universe. YouTube sees that and rewards it by giving you more people to watch and the channel grows. The other thing is to get them off platform through a newsletter or a website that you need in the top link. The reason we do this is, although you think YouTube is great that you might have 1 million subscribers, or you've got your Instagram account or your Facebook account, and you've got 1 million followers or however many people are following you. You don't own them. What's actually happened is the platform has decided, I'm going to cordon off this group of people and say they're yours, but they're actually ours. And if you do something on our platform we don't agree with, we will delete your channel and take all of this away. We had one client not too long ago who had made a mention about steroids, and YouTube didn't like that, and they deleted the channel. This was making tens of thousands a month. That was the livelihood of the staff, and basically just years and years of work. Luckily, we knew some people at YouTube, we pulled some strings, we said some apologies, and we got it back. But the lesson there was we did not own the audience. And the thought of starting another 2 million person channel it feels like, why would you do that? If you have a newsletter, you're being given direct access to someone through their email. So with John, we have a great line, which is, if you're enjoying the content on here and you want to learn more about the things that could get me demonetized and I can't say on YouTube, check out my Substack below. And if John, who makes great videos, and you're like, wow, this video is an A+, and there's more he can't say that's amazing, again, curiosity, I have to do it. So they go into the email list, and from there, that's where you start to nurture. My goal is to use YouTube as a sequence to get you off platform so you can have people create events with you, you can sell them things, you can do anything and serve them from your world on a newsletter, which is much easier than hoping the algorithmic gods align and then all of a sudden this person was awake at 2 a.m. because their baby was crying. They turned on YouTube and it decided my video, and that's how we're gonna build an entire business. That is absolute just bonkers thinking. We want to make them aware that what we do is more important than just the video that we're watching. So although John just does data videos and just does videos analyzing market trends and what he's seeing, that is merely a taste of his expertise, because they know if they go to him, they're going to get a financial advantage or they're going to get the best deals or whatever it is. So when we convert them, we're using every video to try and get people off platform into our world so then we can control the rules. That's it. And that's what we use YouTube for all our top people. This is why I talk about AdSense and people use all of the AdSense ad money back into the team, because we should not be making our income from YouTube. You are not an 18-year-old high school girl with not even the ability to work at McDonald's. You'll make more money working at McDonald's than you would on YouTube. We're doing this purely as the world's greatest free advertising platform. Now, a few things have updated since I last spoke about this. Well, it's nearly a completely different presentation, which John will confirm in a moment. Gemini, which is Google's AI, has been integrated into YouTube in the last few months. And it is scanning every frame, every title, and every word you say. It is then indexing it and using Google to combine it. So if you are searching for stuff on Google, it will use YouTube results in order to give you the information. Because people would rather now just watch a video on ×2 speed than read a blog post. So the advantage to starting a YouTube in your niche and then growing it and dominating is Google's gonna start pushing you. And what then happens is you become dominant without spending ad dollars, and you don't know why. Another thing as well is I refuse to work with anyone who buys followers, buys views. I don't do it. We never boost posts, we never boost channels. I am the organic king. That is what I do because I believe organic is the best way. I have a kind of a rule that is any metric that can be bought, I disregard. One of the last things about conversion, if you want to really amp it up, is shareability. So this is also good for short form content, which I'm not touching on too much today, even though we look after some very big Instagram channels and Facebook groups and stuff. But short form content for the shareability is doing the platform's job for them, and they will reward you for it. So if you have an exceptionally good video that you have to share with your friend, the platform measures shareability as one of the main metrics for this video is good. How do we know this? We're all part of private meme groups on Instagram and stuff, and we send funny videos to each other by WhatsApp and stuff. The same is true with these videos, which is, I want to share this to make someone else feel something, either laugh, cry, feel something good, but also it shows that I want to be responsible for their emotional change. And if you're getting a lot of shares, the platform goes, this is really good and it's going to convert. Now you might be thinking, oh, it's so nice of YouTube to do that, and what a great, kind business. Nope, YouTube is a business. All they care about is making money. They don't care about ethics. If you don't believe me, there was a thing released 2 days ago where it was confirmed that the Biden administration forced YouTube to delete and ban accounts because they didn't like what they said. So YouTube's not in this just for the feel goods or the kind of politically correct or anything. They're a business and they want to sustain. As a business, they make their money from ad revenue. And if you are doing the favorable things for ad revenue, like sharing, it means those adverts go to more and more people, which means they make more money, and their reward to you is a small portion of the AdSense, plus they're going to show you to more people. You get the back-end benefit that if you have built a good back-end, that they'll come into your world, like Momentum Realty and stuff, and that's where you'll start to grow business. So YouTube is not just a place to make cooking videos and to kind of watch music videos and stuff. It's one of the best organic advertising platforms that you can use, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in. I've worked in nearly all industries, from fitness to cooking to women's health to men's health to pet grooming to real estate to $1 million things to travel, you name it, I've probably had some stake in it. And the rules are the same throughout. There is an audience that wants to be served. If you're not serving them, there's someone else on the platform doing it, and they're probably doing it better than you, and they're taking their money. So there's no excuse not to even dive in and try this, because if you understood how powerful this is, you would treat YouTube as important as your main business. So all my major clients who are, a lot of them are big entrepreneurs as well, YouTube is as important as the CEO day-to-day runnings of their company and managing hundreds of staff. YouTube is at that level. If you think social media or YouTube is an afterthought that you outsource to a team in the Philippines or Indonesia, they do some stuff and then you kind of can turn up and do a small bit, you're not going to win. So the ones who commit, the ones who treat it as an arm of their business, one of the best ways I heard this was Dan Martell spoke about this recently. The media arm of his business is as important as his consulting, because he realizes they feed each other. So if you're in real estate, treating your YouTube like that, there's a famous real estate YouTuber, not everyone likes him, but that's not the point. A guy called Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin started in real estate, and he's evolved over the last 5 or 10 years into kind of political commentary. His ad revenue is off the charts. He's making more money than he could spend, and his back-end businesses, he's got loads of courses and stuff and lots of things like that. But that all started from him in real estate. So for everyone in the room, you're not excluded from this, and it doesn't matter if you, there's one guy, the guy I showed you who, the abandoned Florida homes, he's in Tampa. He has a very dry, boring personality. He's not very flamboyant, he doesn't exude charisma. He's quite boring, and if you met him, you'd probably fall asleep listening to him, even after having a coffee. But he leans into who he is. And so no matter who you are, the version of you that talks to someone over dinner about your Michael Jordan skill in your industry, that's the person that shows up in front of the camera. Also remember, one, you're gonna suck at the start. Like, prepare to be so bad and thinking everyone's laughing at you and that this is just the stupidest thing ever and people are writing secret blog posts about sharing your videos about how bad you are. They're not. They care about themselves more than you. Don't worry. If you don't believe me, find some of your favorite creators online, go to videos, sort to all this, and look at their videos from 10 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago, and you'll be stunned at how deer in headlights they look, like a rabbit on a road. They don't know what they're doing. But they committed, they got 1% better every video, and they had many dark nights of the soul conversations, Yet they continue to push, you with the right principles, experimenting, trying things, and then everyone looks at them now thinking they're YouTube gods. I know this because I know a lot of them personally, I've seen behind the scenes of it. It is the people who work the hardest and play by the rules that win. So the market doesn't reward effort. Like, you can spend 5 days filming the greatest video, but if you're not following the rules, it doesn't matter. It rewards clarity and structure. If you don't believe me, John Brooks films on a webcam on a green screen with charts, and he is beating people spending $10,000 on production walking around Florida with B-roll and big edits and stuff. John's playing by the rules, which is get the information across clearly and people will trust you. Effort is not a metric in this world. And there are some YouTubers who are extremely lazy, but they know how to play the game, and so every move they make is calculated. What's this? Oh yeah, I forgot this was on here. As John said, I don't take on many clients, because for me, time freedom is the most important thing. I have a wonderful family. I moved to Portugal not too long ago, and I'm blessed to serve I have a lot of clients, but I love every single one I serve. I wish I could serve everyone. So what I decided to do not too long ago was put out an email with just my musings of the week, what I'm seeing on the platform. I don't ask for stuff, I've never sold anything, I just unreservedly say what I'm seeing on YouTube, say some of the trends, what I've had conversations with clients about that could be a concern. And so I just decided to put it in a weekly newsletter. And if you would like to understand more about how I think or want to, please, I'd love you to sign up. But for me, I'm very blessed to have built a multi-million-dollar business, only doing what I love, serving people I absolutely adore. It took me nearly 15 years to get here. So again, I'm not overnight success. There's a reason that I'm not even 40 and I'm greater than Henry Cavill in The Witcher. So I hope the magnitude of YouTube, either one, you knew it and you didn't know what to do, or two, you came to this room being like, we have to listen to this leprechaun. Thanks, John. Thanks. We're talking real estate. This drunk leprechaun, I don't drink, is here. But I hope that helps. And what I said to do is if anyone has any questions or anything, John, if you want to MC, or you can ask anything that you want, because it's your event. I'm just here to help you guys.
Awesome. Give a round of applause for Bo. All right, we're all here to learn from you. So I'd love to get some questions, if you don't mind, Bo. We can just go around the room and just see what people have about what he said, or specifics. Yes, Jonah. Yeah, Jonah.
Real basic point. If somebody is really good in the space and you come into the same space because you think you add value and you're copying a little of that platform, is that like, will you be called a copycat, or does it matter because there's more people out there that need that information? Does that make sense?
Yes. No matter what industry you're in, there's only one of you and how you look at things.
Okay.
I know John was probably sitting here this whole time wondering when I'm going to swear, because all I do is swear, but I am very proud that I haven't sworn today. My brand is when I meet people, I'm very direct and very cursive, but I've kept it in today. The example I'll give you is this. John's thumbnails are not accidental. So our team does John's thumbnails as well. If you look at it, it's a yellow banner with black writing. If you look at other real estate channels, they are all yellow banners and black writing, the same font. What that means is not everyone's just following one person. People like diversity within the niche they're viewing. And so we actually have the analytics to go to the back end of John's channel and see the other channels they're watching, and they all look the same. But people either want to validate an opinion or hear a contrarian opinion, or they just think that you say it in a better way. So long answer short is it doesn't matter, and there's no such thing as copying on YouTube. Everyone's copying each other.
Thanks.
Great question. Yeah.
Thanks for a great presentation, Bo. Sammy.
Probably need to speak up a little bit.
Oh. a great presentation. I saw when I subscribed with the QR code up there that you said some of your greatest content already happened. You just weren't recording it. And I think we all have phones full of ideas and notes and all this content and B-roll. I think at one point John had mentioned you helped him set up a specific chat GPT to help generate content, and I'm wondering how we can do that, because if the reward does not lie in creativity but more in consistency, I think using AI to just crank it out is probably our best bet, right?
And so, as weird as it sounds, so I'm quite anti-AI. Because there was a study recently that showed the brain of someone consistently using something like GPT, Gemini, Claude versus a creative thinker. And even in the few months that AI has dominated in creative spaces, there's been a reduction of parts of the brain that light up. Which means, as well, AI is getting stupider. It's why they have to keep putting new models out. So what's happening is it's using the input of everyone, but if everyone's getting lazier, it's taking the input from laziness and the bar is getting lower and lower, and then everyone's making the same content. It's why we're all able to now read AI content very quickly. We see it, we're like, there's no way they wrote that. One, they've got the spelling of a 5-year-old, this is very clearly educated Oxford. And two, the kind of person, if you didn't put out a blog every week, and now magically you put out 7 blogs a week, it's not you. And so the consistency part of it comes from when John started, again, as I said, the day before John saw the potential of YouTube, John was like, I don't see the point of this. It's like, why would I be excited to do this? It's kind of the hamster wheel. He was talking to Jamie Gruber and Brandon Turner about it. As soon as you get excited about it, going, oh my goodness, like I know John would make 10 videos a week if he could, but he's managing and he's got a lot going on. There's an excitement to it and an experimentation to it. So trying to just automate it for the sake of automating it won't work. When it comes to like some of the GPTs that we've built, that is more for data analytics and audience behavior. So for instance, the John Brooks strategist that we built is trained on the various real estate audiences and backends to understand how they think, what words light them up, and how we market to them. Then we feed it what we're working on. So I could go to the strategist and say, hey, my last boomer video did really well. I'm gonna do a follow-up to it. I'm looking for the opening hook that you think will do it, and maybe a thumbnail idea and something. And it will give you some options. You still need brain power to be like, yeah, I don't sound like that. It needs to be this. The example is John just did another boomer video. So he had a boomer panic video that exploded. And we spent hours looking at the thumbnail and realized that we just put the same text that we put on the last one on it, and the video is already number 4 he's ever done. So AI is a kind of a low-level employee that you have that can do medium tasks, but to automate it out, people can sense automated content. Make sense?
Great question.
John.
Oh, yeah. All right, we'll go Sadie and then we'll come back.
Oh, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Can you just speak up? That's fine.
So my question is, if you're getting past the point of just consistently posting and being really crappy at it, what's your best advice of getting 1% better? What resources would you suggest focusing on, whether that be YouTube channels that people are teaching or audiobooks, books, whatever that is?
Yeah, so my newsletter, the way I think of that is change. So a lot of people make YouTube content the way they view YouTube content. Oh, I watch these kinds of videos, so I'm gonna make these kinds of videos. The best way to do this is to, as I said earlier, understand that your niche is already being served. There's a group of people, there's a tribe that is already daily consuming videos that someone is making. Identify them. So for John Brooks, we identified Michael Bordenaro, Reventure Consulting, and a few others. They are the audience that we want to harvest. We then switch how we watch YouTube. So all of a sudden, once you become a YouTuber, you don't watch YouTube for fun anymore. It becomes an analytical exercise. So you watch videos in your niche. Why did he open with that statement? Why does the thumbnail look like that? And if you don't understand, the exercise is to understand. And so, like I said, we saw a huge correlation between yellow banners and black writing. Sounds very silly. Every time that video comes on, real estate audiences understand that that's essentially their bat signal. That's for me, they're gonna watch it. If we changed it to red banner with blue writing, not for them. So the best way to do it is to be what I call a student of the game. Like, become a student of the game, watch YouTube, spend hours understanding. Okay, so they did an emotional hook, and then they got to like a listicle within 15 seconds, and then you look at your video and you're like, wow, I did an intro that took 45 seconds and I don't get to the point for 2 minutes. Okay, what can I learn from that? I'll trim it down and I'll learn how to do it better. And that's just getting 1% better. You're not gonna put out a video and blow up overnight. But it's consistently striving to be better. Are there resources out there? I will tell you now, 99.9% of people on YouTube trying to tell you how to do YouTube are trying to sell you something. They're trying to sell you their course, like Sean Cannell, great guy, but join my YouTube Academy, or do this for YouTube. The information that are taught and all these things is already out of date by the time that goes to production. YouTube is like a river. You can't step into the same one twice. The algorithm moves daily. My core job with my team is I study 12 to 16 hours a day. I don't just take meetings. I'm working nonstop, understanding the emotions, the psychology of the audience. What are we serving them? Are we doing the right videos? What are the next videos? And so becoming an active learner on YouTube is the best way. So again, find your audience that's already being served, see what the commonalities are on those channels, and then just start doing exactly what they say. A great exercise as well we do this in short form content, but you can do this on long form, is find a video you like that's serving your audience and film the exact same intro, just change your name. That's it. So if you see a video about the abandoned waterfronts, the guy goes, I'm on Tappa's waterfront, and these homes behind me are abandoned, but you won't believe how many millions of dollars are being left and literally falling off a cliff. Let's go. Film the exact same intro. You don't have to release it. You have the edit power button. You can just film it and be like, that felt weird, but then you watch it back and it's coherent. You're like, oh, I just do that more. So that's how you get better. No one's perfect. Like most weeks, John and the team, they edit, and I go in and then just ransack it. Like, no, this intro is too long, this doesn't work. Why is this here? Who said this? Why is the audio this? And we're fixing in real time, tweaking. Is it gonna be perfect? No, but we learn what we learned there for the next video, and the next one does well. So active learning, that's the best.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah.
Hey, I've got a couple of questions I'd like your feedback on. Can you hear me?
You can come up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my wife and I, we've done a few episodes that have been pretty well received, and we tried to grow it organically. We got a couple thousand views on some of the episodes, and we were able to grow our subscribers over 100. Then we got the idea to try to boost it, like you said, and our subscribers and our views exploded. I mean, they went crazy, but we haven't got any business or anything from it. So I just wanted to hear your perspective. I know you said you weren't a fan of the boosting, but I'd just like to hear more about your thoughts on that. And I got one other question on your thoughts on.
Yeah, so if I see videos are boosted and they're not hyper-targeted to an audience, you're just getting views and subscribers. The worst, so if I go to the back end of a channel and I can see someone's boosted, the worst thing I can see that is just death is I'll check the geography of the channel, and if someone has bought cheap views and their channel's flooded with Indian views because they're a 30th the cost of an American, untargeted, the channel's dead. You're better to start a new channel than try to resurrect that, because what happens, and this is probably what's happened with your channel, unless you are so specific, like, hey, YouTube or Google Ads, we are targeting men and women between the ages of 29 and 65 in Jacksonville in this radius who have a net income of this, who are doing this, and potentially watch this style of video. Unless you're doing that, it's going to go everywhere. You put out a video that's been served to people who have no interest in what you do. They were just forced to watch it because you paid for it. Therefore, every time you put out a video thinking the vanity metrics look good, it's not converting because it's not being shown to the right people. Contrast that to John, who has spent 0 on the channel, but every viewer and every subscriber that he's got has been earned. They are someone who has been identified through the content, kind of drip feeding of the content. They know what he's about. We know every single person that watches John's content is potentially someone that could engage the company. But when you're paying for it, you're getting a mix of everything. And what will eventually happen is, I've seen this as well, that audience that you paid for that's not used to seeing you will either start to unsubscribe, or worse, you put out videos that they're not interested in and the CTR drops so much and so does the retention that YouTube will just stop pushing them, even though you're paying for it. So that's why I'm anti it, because it looks good on paper, but it's dead on the inside.
So it would be better to start a full new channel than just stop doing the boost and just start more videos and try to grow it organically from here.
So how many are you up to?
52,000 subscribers.
And how many are organic?
We had about 500.
Okay, that will be harder than turning an oil tanker in the Panama Canal.
Cool.
No matter how good your videos are, they're not going to go to an audience. Now, what you could do, is it's not all doom and gloom. If you could read your analytics on the back end and understand, wait, our core audience are actually American, suburban, or whatever, whoever that audience is, and you can see that in the audience tab in your YouTube studio. If you break it down in advanced mode enough, if they are your audience, because they might be, I'm just assuming they're not, so that's bad on me. But if they are your audience, then you can continue to grow that and make better content that follows the rules like good hooks, good thumbnails, good titles, and they will watch. If they're not, no matter how good the title, thumbnail, and intro is, they won't watch or convert to business.
Okay, and last question. So we don't put out a ton of videos. I mean, our episodes are pretty long, but what we've been thinking of doing is slicing the episodes up and doing like YouTube shorts. What are your thoughts on YouTube shorts, or would it be better to just do shorter YouTube videos?
Hey John, what do I think of YouTube Shorts?
It'll kill your channel. Because they're there for different reasons, right? The shorts are there for the quick, it's like Instagram or TikTok, right?
So the kind of person that consumes short form content rarely will consume long form content. It's like going to a dessert store, like to get the best cake there is, and they try to serve you steak, and you're like, I'm not here for that. I am a cake eater. No, you gotta try the steak. It's a longer meal. It's been cooked. I don't care how good it is. I need quick sugary hits. That's what happens with YouTube Shorts, where it goes out to the wrong audience. I'll give you a quick example. I was looking after a franchise scaling channel, and they thought it was smart to put out a short on McDonald's. It's a franchise, and I think I'll ad-lib it, but it was essentially like, everyone thinks McDonald's is the most successful franchise in the world because they sell burgers, but the truth is it's real estate and blah, 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 and that was the core of it. The video did well, hundreds of thousands of views. All the comments were just people saying their favorite McDonald's order. He then puts out a video on how to get like an assumable loan or something on your second franchise and stuff. The person who commented on the McNuggets, scratching their butt, drinking Mountain Dew, does not care about that. Therefore, they're served it goes down, and then everyone's wondering why the channel doesn't work. Can shorts work? Yes, there is a way. I've not done it with John yet, but I'll just give it to you now very quickly. If you use a short on YouTube as essentially an advert for the long form video and then connect it as a related video, it can work. So an example would be if John did a short being like, 21 million homes are about to hit the American market and people are freaking out and they don't know what to do. There could be hundreds of millions of dollars lost. You want to know the full story? Click the link below. That's how you would make a short, rather than taking clips from a long form to short, like on Instagram or TikTok. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Also, long is good. Long videos are the best. Like, I have one client who made a 3.5-hour video and it's got 22 million views. That's a lot of AdSense he's made from that. So YouTube favors longer videos because it can put more adverts onto it.
They've definitely put a lot of ads on them, so.
All right, we'll go to Danielle and then Jay.
Okay, this might be a stupid question, but.
No such thing.
My partner and I suffer from FOMO, right? And in real estate, there's so much content to be had, informational walkthroughs, neighborhoods, you name it. What would be, in your opinion, the best way to find, I guess, the best content to put out there? We don't want to just get subscribers, we want people to call us. And I know that that's probably informational, but what does that look like?
So the reason people subscribe to John is because they're not interested in the data. They're interested in John's interpretation of the data.
Okay.
Then they trust John, and then they do business. So for you, if you have a kind of a super skill of being able to look at what's going on in the world culturally, and you put your take on it in the real estate market or whatever, people will fall in love with you for it, and that's where they'll do it. People do business with people, not just based on videos.
But I thought
I'll
it
give you
was
another
data
example.
driven.
So another example is I look after another channel recently I started, who is essentially John's competitor. He's a Florida builder, and as you guys know, they're not having a good time. But can we still make content through their lens on what they're seeing as a contrarian opinion? 100%. There is room for everyone. And so it doesn't matter what content that you're making. Know who you're serving, know the kinds of things that light them up and they're searching for, and then give your commentary on it, on how you see it. That's how people will start trusting you and doing business with you.
So it's not just data driven.
No, if I wanted data, I can go to New York Times or Bloomberg. I want to hear someone I trust tell me what it means for me. But then what you'll see is, if you look at the back end of other channels, is that sounded really interesting, that opinion was good. I need to validate it from another channel, so they'll jump to another channel. And what is funny is the channels that we started with John emulating and getting topics for, they're now copying John in 3 months. So Michael Bordenaro, usually within 2 days of John making a video, will put out the same video, which is amazing how we went from trend following to trend setting. So it's about the person, it's about validation that maybe the opinion's right or wrong, they watch it, and they fall in love with you as the person doing it.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Oh, Jay.
Hey, my name's Jay White. I've got a YouTube channel. I've got about 2,000 subscribers, a little over that.
There we go.
And it's taken me 3 years to get to that. I didn't buy I didn't boost it, I didn't buy anything or like that. Just, anyway, here's my question. It's kind of granular. On YouTube settings on the channel, they've added this default where it's turned on by default, where auto translates into like 10 different languages. And you're obviously a guru that I respect, or I wouldn't be here listening to you. Thanks for being here and doing this. Do you feel like that? Some people say that actually hurts their channel and their reach when they turn that on, so they say go in and turn it off. I mean, what do you think?
Very funny you say that. Just before I got on this call, I was with I have a kind of a YouTube, there's a few of us strategists, and we get together and like we call it the council, and we all meet and share each other's ideas and what we're doing, and I did it just before here. That was today's topic. Turn it off. It is killing channels.
That's what I did.
So what's happening is the reach of the channel is being now split with some of the most random languages, like Afrikaans, Ukrainian, Hindi, and all this stuff. And you're like, I don't care about these audiences. Now, does it have a place? Yeah, I have one client who makes Dominican Republic content. It is advantageous to have Latin American Spanish as an option.
Okay.
And we're not looking for the AdSense, we're just looking for more information, so that works. But as a default, the only reason it's on is YouTube has spent tens of millions, probably hundreds of millions, developing the software, acquiring the lip sync software and the translation software, and they want their money back, so they're going to do it. The same with Shorts. YouTube thought they were going to beat TikTok and Instagram with YouTube Shorts. It has been a colossal failure, and they will not admit it because the platform cannot integrate the two different audiences. So yes, turn it off. It's not going to help you in any way.
So So you're recommending isolate it to Latin speaking, or what, isolate it to that?
If you wanna sell homes in Dominican Republic, yeah,
No,
but
no,
if you don't,
I wanna sell homes to people that speak Spanish.
so if you wanna do that,
Not
depending,
just Spanish, but I want their money
you
too.
can, yeah, and it's good money. Would I advise it? I would, as a default being in America, I would turn it off until there's enough of a demand to turn it on.
Gotcha, I hear you, thank you.
Question, if you do have some shorts on your channel, should I go ahead and delete those? Or, because I didn't reference them to a longer form video.
Yeah, I would, so there's two things you can do. You can just unlist them, I wouldn't delete them.
Okay.
Just unlist them and make sure they're not in a playlist so they can't be redirected. So even if something's unlisted but in a playlist, it will still play.
Okay.
Or if you love doing shorts, the advantage of shorts is you just make a clips channel, like John Brooks Shorts, and then it's just short form content, always saying like the best stuff's on the longer form channel. So you can do that, but I have yet to see it used in a strategy other than guiding people to the long form video that's worked.
John, somebody asked about books earlier, and he didn't answer that.
What was it?
Anyone else?
What's the question?
Somebody asked about books earlier that was
Oh.
related to the topic.
Bo, any books people should read, or should they just read your Substack?
Books. And that's the thing, as I said, with YouTube moving so much, anyone who writes a book, it's already out of date.
Yeah.
The best way to learn YouTube is to, it does astound me that people want to be big on YouTube, and then when I ask them their channel history and what they watch, a lot of them are like, yeah, I'm too busy, I don't watch YouTube. I was like, then you have no right to be on this platform. This is a platform for the people who understand the rules of it and study it. Saying that, if you looked at my YouTube history, it's all like rock and metal videos and just the weirdest stuff, because I have to get away from this world as much as I can for my own personal time. Also, I have a newborn, so there's some weird songs on there which I don't understand.
Awesome. Any last questions while I got Bo? Yeah, Tammy, one more.
Just does who you follow affect who follows you when they see you're following?
No.
No, in no way.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's it, guys. So Bo, give a round of applause for thanks for taking time today, Bo. We'll see you. I got that video I have to post in what, an hour and a half. So
Oh, that's great.
thanks for doing that.
It'll be up.
And your team. Yeah. So I'll get it up. I'll get it up after this. But thanks so much.
One last thing I'll say for
Okay.
everyone in here. So if you know someone who is doing YouTube, and this is for everyone, support them, because it's not easy. Like, you may think they're just making videos and putting it out. If you saw how much John treats YouTube essentially like a startup, and everyone who wins realizes it starts off a cliff and then you're waiting for that J curve to go up, but you got to put the effort in. So like anything, you see someone on a fitness journey or a new business venture, if any of you are starting YouTube and you know each other, support them, give them a like, just encourage it. They're doing their best, and that's the best advice I can give. It's not easy, and if you understood how much work goes into this, you would be watching every video. So just support each other and just keep going.
Love it. Thank you, Bo, for your contribution today. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.
Love you guys. Have a great day. Take care.
We got a couple items to go over as a tribe. Number one, we do provide video editing services, title services, and thumbnail services at Momentum Realty. Bo trained up our virtual assistant to do it, and they've had months of training. And she was the one that created that boomer crazy face one that got 350. That was her